for joining us here on Morning Live.
Thank you, Leanne, and good morning to you and your viewers.
All right, why was it important to be behind this pledge and sign this pledge?
Yeah, we've done this in the past. We engage a number of stakeholders, and the farming community is a very important stakeholders for us because a majority of our voters live in the farms and they work at the farms. So the purpose of the pledge yesterday was just to lay down the rules of engagement with the farming community. So we signed a pledge with unions of farm workers and also the farm owners, organizations of farm owners. Agri-SA was there, and the Transvaal Agricultural Union was there, and the farm workers and allied union was there as well. So we're simply agreeing that the farm owners will allow the workers time off to go and register. We have a second registration weekend on the 8th and 9th of February.
Yes.
They will allow them, as they have done in the past, time off to go and register, and also time off to go and vote, time off to attend rallies that will be held in private places. And also you'd know that in some of the areas we use farms. As we have some of our voting stations in the farms, and they committed themselves that they will continue to allow us to use their facilities for voting and registration purposes.
Okay, so there's a lot of commitments that are coming through from the farmers. When we're saying we are re-signing this and to get behind the pledge, have you noticed irregularities? I mean, have there been issues before?
There have been few. In the past, few complaints from farm workers that some employers did not allow them time off to go and cast their votes. So that is really what gave rise to the signing of this pledge. I think this is the third time actually we signed a pledge with the farmers and the unions of farm workers as well.
Okay, good. And the farm unions are happy. They not bringing anything new up.
Well, they do say that we shouldn't just. They did say to me that we shouldn't just sign the pledge and step back. We have to continuously engage with the farming community, particularly with the farmers, to ensure that the pledge does not just remain on paper, that it actually is implemented, because in some areas during an election, some workers do experience a few problems.
Yeah.
So there was also the African, it's the Association of African Farm Owners as well. I think it's called AFSA or something like that. Yeah. They were also there as well, and they committed themselves quite strongly as well that they will assist us, and that they enjoy the partnership that we have with them.
Good, because I think I know as you're mentioning, and we're isolating farm workers because it represents a massive portion of the population of South Africa. But obviously, this appeals for all sectors in South Africa. I know the day is usually declared a public holiday, but still people are working. They are engaging in that, but they must still be given the opportunity to go out and vote.
Yes, we will be engaging also with the business community, because you remember that. Voting day, although it's a holiday, shops are open. Yeah, exactly. And people who work in the malls and so forth, they have to be given time off as well on voting day to go and vote. So this is the first of a series of engagements that we're going to have with a variety of stakeholders, as I've just indicated, that we'll also be meeting the business community through the business Chamber of Commerce as well, to try and spread the same message, particularly because this is an important election for us. It's the 20th anniversary of our democracy. We have to be excited about it. Yeah. So we know that South Africans have supported us, and we have no doubt that they'll continue to support us for this coming election.
This is a massive election. It's going to be an interesting election as well, but we won't talk about that on this platform. But what we will talk about is rural areas and the efficiency of running some of these centres. You were talking about some of the farms are even voting stations, in those areas. Are you confident that within the rural areas things should run smoothly?
Look, we are one organization where we everywhere. As I drive around the country in the most remote areas of our country, other people would be probably looking at and admiring the beauty, the trees and the mountains. With me, when I look at those mountains, the question that comes to my mind is, I wonder where is our voting station in this area. So we everywhere. We try under very difficult circumstances to make our voting stations accessible, to ensure that our people don't walk or don't have to walk long distances to access our voting stations, and we've been able to do that. Where we have nothing, we simply pitch a tent. We sometimes even pitch a tent in the middle of nowhere, next to the road, you know, so we will always have a voting station. It doesn't matter where it is.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Advocate, for being with us here on Morning Live. Now, this was just really a teaser of what's to come next week, because lots and lots of issues are going to be discussed with Advocate Pansy Tlakula, because she's going to be our guest for the next TNA that we have, and that'll be next week, Thursday. So in a week from today, we're going to be having the Advocate as our guest, so all things elections under discussion. However, Home Affairs is under the spotlight today.